Good morning, YouTube. It's your man George Page, all the rage, coming to you live on YouTube. Now, this is a lady I should have done before a certain other Aussie bodybuilder. I should have done her first, but there's so much information about her. I had to really try to condense it down a bit. This is one Miss Beverly Francis, aka Bev Francis. Now, Bev was one of the women who really changed the shape of female bodybuilding. If you go back in the early days, female bodybuilding was like came from a more of a pageant kind of thing. The ladies wear high heels and they weren't as muscular. But after the 80s, they really got a lot more bigger, and she's the reason for it. Now, Bev was born on February the 15th of 1955 in Geelong, Victoria, Australia. Now, she was the youngest of five children, and from early childhood, Bev was a very active child. From 4 to 15, she was engaged in many activities from ballet and also many athletics like swimming, football, or we call it here in America, soccer, field hockey, and tennis. Bev attended Herne Hill Elementary and later on went to Bellback High School. As a teenager, she became an accomplished shot putter, and by 1972, Bev got an athletic scholarship to the University of Melbourne. While at the university, she played in other sports like volleyball, rowing, and in 75, she was seriously training in the shot put. By 76, Bev graduated from Melbourne, where she earned a degree in physical education and teaching diploma. She then broke the Australian shot put record in 77. From 77 to 79 and 81, 82, she was part of the Australians track and field team. Along with the shot put, she performed in the discus throw, javelin, and the 100-meter reserve. She also won an Australian National Shot Put Championship. In 78, she competed at the British Commonwealth Games and in 79 at the World Championships. Because of her injury in 80, she missed an entire season. During the 80s, she started powerlifting, and Bev held several records in different classes. At the 1981 World Powerlifting Championship, she set a world record in the women's bench press, pressing over 300 pounds. By 82, she set another world record at the Australian Powerlifting Championships by squatting almost 500 pounds in her class. From 80 to 85, Bev won gold medals in her class of the National Powerlifting Federation Championships, having set records in the squats, bench press, and the deadlift by lifting over 500 pounds. And after her record-making bench press, Bev struck a pose which is considered the most muscular pose, or better known as the crab pose. Now, you know the crab pose is that pose where I talked about it before. It's just one of those. It's just an awesome pose. It's very popular in the men's division, and for a long time, I was telling women not to do it because they feel like it made women more masculine. But to me, as a fan, it's a very muscular pose, but also is a very sexually arousing pose. But anyway, because of that, she appeared on several muscle magazines, and because of her achievement as a powerlifter, it got the attention of a movie and TV producer, George Butler. From years as a powerlifter, Butler saw she possessed more muscle than most muscular female bodybuilders at the time. Butler was working on another documentary. This was going to be a sequel to The Pumping Iron, and one of the greatest bodybuilding documentaries about male bodybuilders. You remember Pumping Iron? That's one with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno, Franco Colombo. I mean, a lot of guys back there. And it was the story of Lou. I think it was Lou competing in the first time at the Olympia, and Arnold's. I think it was his. I think he was record-breaking title. I think he won his sixth or fifth Miss Olympia that year. I forgot. But anyway, you know, now, the documentary was going to be called Pumping Iron 2, The Women. It was set around the 1983 Caesars World Cup in Las Vegas, Nevada. Francis was invited to take part in the show. Bev's appearance caused uproar among the judges and the audience because she placed eighth among 15 competitors. She felt it would have been her first and last contest. What she heard from the judges that they felt her physique was too much muscle for a woman. After that, she decided to reinvent her physique to fit along with the lines of what was considered more fitting. At the '83 Caesar Cup, she met an IFBB judge and powerlifter, Steve Weinberg. And Weinberg felt she could help her make improvements to her physique and also teach her proper training and dieting. She moved in with Steve in his Long Island home in New York, and by September 30th of '84, they got married. The same year, Bev returned to bodybuilding at the IFBB Grand Prix in Las Vegas, where she placed eighth. Then in '86, she returned at the Grand Prix, and this time she got third place. In the same year, she took third at the Miss International and made the top 10 at the Miss Olympia. Also in '86, she also had, her and her husband Steve, opened the Bev Francis Bodybuilding Gym in Long Island, New York. In '85, an article on the film Pumping Iron 2, The Women, came out. Many people believe Bev wasn't really a woman. She was often accused of being a lesbian and transsexual. That's the thing was, people always judge women who have muscles and say, you want to be a man. No, these women don't want to be men. They want to be treated like athletes. And that's fair. They come in to compete. And they're not trying to be a man. No matter how much muscle a woman put on, she can never be a man. Now, that's the sad part. Bev spent time trying to soften her look by getting a nose job, bleaching hair, and slimming down her physique. She's hoping it would help her achieve better scores by having a softer look. Not till 1987, where Bev won the IFBB World Championships, and she had gotten third at the Miss Olympia, and from '88 to '89, she placed third at the Miss Olympia. '89 was the last Miss O for Corey Everson, and Bev felt it would be her chance to finally win the Miss Olympia. So by '90, Bev opened another gym in upstate New York. She continued working on her physique for the '90 Miss Olympia, and instead she got second place to Linda Murray. She was criticized for not having fullness or muscularity compared to Murray, so she decided to work on her mass and symmetry, her size and symmetry. Now, she wanted to come with the best package on stage. And then in '91, Miss Olympia came, and that was the best and most massive combination she ever been in, But since the '83 Caesar Cup, Bev, the crowds were just excited. They were looking good. She was looking good for that year. This is Bev from 1983 when she competed at the Caesar Cup, and she was in great shape. But it went down between her and Linda for the title, and Bev got second place, and the crowd booed the decision, and many thought it was one of the biggest controversies in the Miss Olympia history. After that, Bev officially retired from pro bodybuilding. Just after retiring, Bev gave birth to a girl and a boy later that year. And she gave birth to a girl, and later the next year she had a son. Now, being both a powerlifter and a bodybuilder, Bev was called one of the strongest women in history. You know, she co-authored a book called Bev Francis Power and Bodybuilding, and also produced a fitness training video titled Hardcore Training with the World Champion, Bev Francis. She was even contributed writing for several muscle mags, and many felt her appearance in Puppy 92 opened a debate about femininity versus masculinity. In 2000, Bev was inducted into the IFBB Hall of Fame. And then in 2001, she featured in a TLC documentary called The Greatest Bodies. And since Bev had been trainer, advisor to several bodybuilders, and even herself, she created the New York Bodybuilding Pro Show. Now, Bev is a legend, and this is the physique she came in 1983, and she was up. That's right there is Rachel McLeish. Miss McLeish is a two-time Miss Olympia. She was Miss Olympia from 80. She went in 81 and she lost in 82, and then she lost the Miss Olympia 83 against Carla Dunlap. But Bev just was just a different shape of woman. I mean, being a competitive in sports for a long time, shot put, track and field, she just has an amazing. She just was very athletic. And this was her last. When she left, this is from '93, and she came in just a monster, a beast. I mean, she was just so huge. And I feel like they didn't give it to her. I think if she won it, she probably would have stayed and competed a couple more years until she lost the title. But Bev is one of those women who's like a bridesmaid but never a bride. She's been second place, third place in the top 10 in Miss Olympia for years. She's up there with Lloyd Corval and Vicky Gates and a couple other ladies, Lena Popple, who have just been those women who never got the brass swing. But one thing I remember, I was talking to a bodybuilding friend of mine that, she created the New York Pro, and this was an incident that happened that she dropped female bodybuilding from New York Pro. But that's like a stab in the back. Truthfully, you're the one who changed the sport by coming in, just bringing a different form of muscle. And many women have been chasing after what you were. But it's just, that's how it is sometimes, things change. But like I said, I'm still a fan of Bev Francis. And, and I'm going to put in, a lot of stuff in the description. I'll also put in a video from her last Miss Olympia, where she performed her last routine. And that, oh, I don't know. It was just how muscular she was, the light popping off her skin. She was just so amazing. I mean, it's a classic. I just don't want to get into details of stuff I've done each time I see that one. But anyway, it's your man, All the Rage George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, don't subscribe. I'm out.